Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, where we are continuing on in the second case of the game, The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. So, we left off with a cliffhanger actually, with us hearing a scream, and then we were about to go into the cabin that is next door to Kazuma's cabin. So let's continue on. Alright. What the? Oh my god! This is the villain, right? Villain Bolshevik? The guy, basically the Russian man that Sherlock was accusing Ryunosuke of being. What the hell?
Who are you?
A Western gentleman. This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream.
A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin.
What's with the scissors? They're huge. Were you about to cut off your beard?
True. This old man does appear to be the only person in here.
Interesting. So basically this room looks like it's the same as Kazuma's, just everything is flipped around, so the opposite sides. I see that the books and all of that are knocked down, pretty similarly to how his were.
This old man does appear to be the only person in here. Alright. But in that case, who just screamed?
Maybe he has a high-pitched voice? I don't know.
Get out, all of you, now.
For now, I'll just keep giving him that voice. Whatever.
Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsby Roylott, I believe? Yes, that's me, and you are? I'm the one and only, the actual Sherlock Holmes. You've heard of me, no doubt? No. I'm a great detective among great detectives, one who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely.
No. That's not a good reason to trust you, sir. And you're definitely not humble, that's for sure.
The man uses that magazine like a business card.
A detective? I do not trust detectives.
Although, honestly, I wonder if Sherlock has put two and two together yet, that, hey, this is the man from the magazine that I thought was the killer.
We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time.
What about that big bag? Or under the bed? Did he kill someone and dump her body somewhere? I don't know.
So might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case? Don't be stupid.
I mean, I don't think she could fit in there. It looks a little too small. But that other bag looked pretty big.
How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk.
Looks at Ryunosuke.
Don't look at me.
Oh? Holy crap, there is something in there. What the hell? Maybe it's an animal, though, and not a person. But even then, it's like, how could you put something in there? It can't breathe. How did Ryunosuke live inside of that trunk? I hope there was, like, air pockets or something.
Oh my, Did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, the case just shook.
Leave, now. Otherwise, I'll call the steward.
So this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimsby Roylott.
Bruh.
There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something.
I couldn't agree more.
Did you whisper that? Or is she reading your thoughts like all of our companions seem able to do?
Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns.
Can we look around? What the? Sherlock, why are you sitting in there? Oh, I'm gonna ignore him for now. I'm curious about this bag.
I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place.
So the guy's just standing there while we're looking around? What do you think you're doing?
Ah!
This is my cabin. Get out.
Could we just have a quick look inside your traveling case, perhaps?
No.
Ah, what a pity. I think we're out of luck.
I think you're right.
There doesn't appear to be anything more we can do.
I agree, but there may be someone else who can help. Perhaps that great detective could get somewhere with Mr. Roylott.
AKA, don't look at anything else in here. Yeah. Alright, Sherlock.
Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Holmes?
You need only address me as Holmes.
That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Holmes, what were you doing in there?
Why, I was resting, of course.
Resting?
Indeed. I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting. Waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of detection into service. I do like his theme song quite a lot.
Oh,
And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken?
Well, no, actually, you're spot on for once.
Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, is clearly trying to hide something. And do you know what is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Why, the truth, of course. Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Okay. I was about to say, what?
Right.
Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it?
oh yes, please.
Here we go, Mr. Drama Queen. Well then, what you are about to see may well astound you. For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. How many times do you have to say great to make it sound like the most amazing thing ever? Alright. Oh. Could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you? What? From time to time, it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness? Bruh, any Russians playing this game must have been salty, because this is a little much, isn't it?
I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you, or anyone. It's kinda racist.
That's right. And Mr. Holmes, I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment.
Shh! We must have complete silence.
Okay.
What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that? Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I've quite made up my mind now. Huh? There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Wylot, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions. What? What do you mean? Number one, your true identity is that of a villain.
Just because of his name?
Using those shears, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? Huh? And number two, the other conclusion I've drawn. You are, at this very moment, no less in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you've been discovered. Does it not? Ugh!
Oh, Murder Holo-san! I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Holmes's great deductions with my own eyes.
That was a great deduction. It was vague as hell. It's almost like somebody's like claiming to be a fortune teller, and it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna have something really wonderful happen to you in the next 5 to 7 days.
Like the most vague as shit. Nothing can deceive Mr. Holmes. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person.
What? What ineffable twaddle.
Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. I will say, people who are big Sherlock fans like me are probably gonna be triggered a lot throughout this game, aren't we? Because it feels almost like the creators must really, like, they must like Sherlock, but they must also want to make fun of it. And there's definitely a lot of people who are like that, like, they'll take something that's a classic and they'll either parody it or they'll try to refute it, you know? I can't think of a better way of saying it, but basically they'll try to prove all the ways that it's wrong. Ooh, excuse me, hiccup. What the hell? This is like a dream come true.
That was a cute little pose she did.
I can hardly believe it, but all the color has drained from Mr. Roylot's face. It looks like somehow both of Mr. Holmes's conclusions were right.
Because they're vague as hell.
How? How could you? How could I possibly know such things, you wish to say? Very well then. I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So do I cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning. Put plainly, let us work through my deductions together.
Alright. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Oh. Topic 1. Old man's identity. Oh, this is fancy.
So, the devious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylot, obviously would catch the eye in the first place. Is the enormous pair of shears in your hand?
Oh.
Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You're gonna say the beard, right? I don't think so. I think they were about to cut something else because they do also have a newspaper in the other pocket. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Now, moving on. The question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. This is so dramatic. He's such a... That's very Sherlock of him, honestly. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper, in particular the fascinating front page article. Ah. Which it would appear you have read also, Mr. Roylott. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary.
Which, now that I'm looking at it again, he does look a lot like him, but the face is completely different. The nose isn't that long, the beard is wrong. Yeah. So it's someone who is unfortunate enough to look similar, but not 100% matching. Even the glasses type is different, I think.
In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard.
The nose, yeah, everything's so different. There's also a mustache, that's, yeah.
Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt.
No, Sherlock, you're wrong. That's not him. Although he did, you know, at a quick glance, yeah, that looked a lot like him, but no, it's not.
He waves his hand and the light disappears. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, villain Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand.
That's your conclusion. A revolutionary on the run. Topic 2. Wrongdoing. Alright.
Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. Ugh. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see.
Ugh. So he's looking at the bag that moved, right?
And I assure you the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth.
Yep.
The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that travelling case. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare.
No, I refuse.
What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps? One slight enough to fit therein.
No, I think it's an animal.
Don't be absurd.
And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the travelling case? Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil... Coup d'oeil?
I don't know that term. Huh. It's definitely French.
Betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your troubling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. For there is another, more stimulating article.
You're gonna say the girl, right?
If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Conclusion, kidnapping of a young ballerina. I think you're wrong. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this Russian enigma. Elementsky. Oh, you're trying to say instead of elementary? Oh, Sherlock. We're like, what the hell?
Susato-san, that wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it?
Well, the stories are full of Mr. Holmes's brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow. Almost as if he's an imposter. Because he's not the real Sherlock.
Excuse me, Mr. Holmes. Could you come over here a moment?
Pray, what can I do for you?
It's about your deductions. Would you mind?
Not at all, go on. Praise me. Well, no.
Well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other.
Yeah. Other than having the glasses and beard, no. Oh yes, I recall our discussion earlier, and at the time I believe I told you that the man is revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance.
Not change his whole shape of his face, come on now. In fairness to Mr. Holmes, Mr. Warlock does look more like this man than you do.
That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina.
Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman.
Not just at first glance, it is too small, clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child into that case, even if you pushed really hard.
I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she?
You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15.
No, I didn't know. How could I?
Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be poking out from the case.
Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain litheness in their bodies. You mean contortionists?
Vinegar?
Ugh. For such a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case.
Oh dear. You might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Holmes.
Ugh, this whole thing is turning into a circus.
Mr. Naruhodo, something's occurred to me about Mr. Holmes's deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of the matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seem a little off.
Your idea of a little may be a little off itself, Miss Susato.
It's just one or two key words in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think?
Why are we gonna help him? Let him fail. It's probably what Watson had to do for him all the time.
Switch some key words in his deductions.
Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Holmes' great deduction.
Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind.
This man is a lot of work.
Why are we going to become your friends? I can tell you're just gonna be a problem for us, aren't you? At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me. Oh, I miss Watson.
Oh.
It's not that funny.
Ah, and you, my good fellow.
Sorry?
Take a moment to look at your wrists.
My wrists.
Oh?
Ah! Where are your handcuffs?
Huh? How did you...
I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction.
Oh, you're gonna dance? Ooh, is this a ship? Is this a ship, you guys? I don't know. I don't know if I am okay with this, because in my heart it will always be Ryunosuke and Asogi, and then having babies with Susato, because she's part of the OT3. Although she does kind of annoy me sometimes, but maybe she'll warm up to me, or I'll warm up to her, you know, maybe. I mean, she has her cute moments.
I don't believe it. How did you take it off without me noticing?
How? Mr. Holmes, you are a marvel.
And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished.
I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this.
So, let us begin. Our flirtation, aka a dance. Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
Alright. Oh! Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Holmes. Okay. So we're gonna have to do this a lot, aren't we? Correction.
So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pair of shears in your hand.
Shears. That word is highlighted.
Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement?
Is this the same as what he said before?
The answer, of course, is staring us in the face.
Is this like a testimony and we're finding stuff and like objecting to it like usual?
You are on the verge of
his copious beard. Okay.
I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard?
I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though.
It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylott either.
Which means, I suppose, that the deduction is wrong. Let's try to switch a keyword.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's her.
Let's try to switch a key word here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters.
Alright, but how?
I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott.
I wonder if it's really his beard that he intends to use those shears on.
Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Holmes's deduction better,
then what?
Then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san.
Why am I the one to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around in that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Roylott really going to use those enormous shears for?
Okay, so we're gonna look.
Excuse me.
What was the old man really about to cut? I still think it's the newspaper. Thick hat. Copious beard. Hat. Can I move down? Ah, I can. There's the big shears. Coat buttons. Golden locks, you say? Oh. Oh. Well, well. Now that I'm really looking at you. Oh, oh. I see. Well, looking at the hair color. Oh my god. Okay, I got it. I know what's happening here. I mean, the fact that that Sherlock pointed it out does help us, but like the ballerina. Okay, this is her. She's a Is that a fake nose? Cuz her nose is really big. But yeah, I think this is her. So she is in hiding cuz she ran away with that tiara, right? All right, well, present the hair.
Yes!
Golden locks. You on the verge of cutting your golden locks. Oh! Ryunosuke, what are you doing?
You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport.
Oh, the pose and everything. Oh no. I feel like Sherlock's gonna be a bad influence on you, Ryunosuke. You're gonna be so pompous and arrogant like him. No, don't do this. Asogi would be rolling over in his grave.
He's like, Ryunosuke, no!
Oh, I'm so sad thinking about Asogi, but still.
Indeed. You have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose. Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man.
Ugh.
You're not...
Oh, you're not a man at all. You're a woman. And judging from the length and sheen of your hair.
one still very much in her youth. Oh no! Or, oh no! If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected.
Are you gonna change your voice yet, or should I just keep... Well, you're still in Roylott, so I'll keep with the man voice for now.
The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter.
And that's the article, yeah.
I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary.
Nope.
Well, that was a shock. I had no idea that old man was really a young woman in disguise, did you?
Hmm?
What? Why are you staring at me like that?
Yes, it was a surprise, Naruhodo-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Sorry?
I mean, you were doing the creepy posing and all of that, so... yeah. You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room, deducing the facts with Mr. Holmes. They actually dancing? Oh my god.
I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. It's not like I'm cheating on Kazuma.
Oh shoot.
This is strictly business, not strictly
Yes, yes, I understand. Say no more. It's okay.
Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Holmes's deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now.
No, that's true. Given that Mr. Roylott is actually a woman.
Exactly, he, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary.
I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now.
Yes.
Let's switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts as we now understand them.
For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've either read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently.
Uh-huh.
Alright, I'll do my best.
This is about the ballerina.
Yes!
Okay.
The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina.
That's right. You've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name.
Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novovich Ballet's prima ballerina.
Miss Nikolina Pavlova.
Ah! Since you're a woman. What the hell? Alright. Are we gonna take off the disguise now so I can actually look at you and give you a proper voice? Yep. Ooh, very pretty. Okay, she's Russian.
You're right. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone.
And she a pretty cutie. Conclusion, a ballerina on the run. Solved. Okay. Now, the wrongdoing is because of the... I think she has an animal in there. But she probably also has the crown. Unless it's on her head under that hat.
Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case.
It's an animal case, right? It's not a traveling case?
This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes. So clearly she can't be inside that traveling case as well.
No, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all.
In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again.
You seem to look pleased, Naruhodo-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Holmes?
She's calling him out. She's like, admit it. Admit how gay you are. Admit that you've already moved on from Kazuma. It's alright. It's just a temporary thing. You're in the process of grieving. It's fine. This is just your what's that word for it? Your not backup. Your rebound. Yes, that's the word. This is his rebound fling while he's grieving over the loss of his true love. That's all it is. It's okay. That's all that Holmes deserves to be anyway.
Stop it. Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to.
Okay. What's that? Traveling case. Ah, there's the tiara. I know that's what, that's what she technically stole, right? What did she glance at that's evidence of her crime?
Yes!
The proof of your crime is surely this tiara.
It's very pretty.
I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novovich Ballet, is it not? Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary,
The crime you have committed is theft.
oh no! Yes, you left your ballet troupe unlawfully, taking their precious tiara with you.
Ah!
I have no one, no family, no friends. I am all alone, and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say? An Earl of Prussia. It belongs to me.
This girl is only 15 years old, and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely.
All right, I will tell you everything. There is no point to hiding it now. Come, come, let us not be hasty. What? There remains one unsolved mystery about you. Mystery? What do you mean? You have staunchly refused to open this troubling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there is no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have ever laid eyes on them. Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil, or whatever, betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the books on the shelf.
Is this new? Yeah, this is new.
He's completely changed tack with his deduction now.
I think Mr. Holmes is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you?
Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? It's just a wild guess, surely.
Oh, do you think so?
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her.
Yes, that's true, but still. Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself.
Then there has to be another reason why she won't open her case. And it must be somewhere in the same area if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn.
I agree. That's the only answer.
Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookcase.
Okay. It's probably the rules because it mentioned having pets, right? Books on shelf. What does this say? Small picture. And when she opened her case, rules of passage. It has to be this.
Yes!
Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents.
Yep.
As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time, but no weapon or other dangerous item would move of its own accord.
Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your traveling case. Oh. No, what are you guys doing?
Is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage. A pet.
Ah! Alright. What is it? What is it? Possession of a prohibited animal. Solved. Oh my god, deduction complete. Elementary! This was fun. I actually do like it a lot. Okay. I think Ryunosuke is having a lot of fun now. Oh, alright. So, I'm curious what's happening, but I have to end this episode here. I can't just keep going. So, as much as you and I would love for this to go on, we'll have to save it for the next episode. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, because that was fun. And until next time, have a nice day. Bye-bye.